a good Wednesday evening, everybody. Chris McDonald with you. We normally don't come on Wednesday nights with the news unless there's something really going on. But we felt led tonight to do this because of the weather. And this is a very special weather update from the Mac Files tonight. We're grateful to see everybody. And we're going to get right into this. We were on earlier today. And we warned everybody in the Midwest, especially in Indiana, Illinois, and also Missouri, and that area up in the area near Chicago, just south of there. And you can see this tonight on our map. The storms this afternoon have not been as severe as predicted, but there are several tornado warnings. There's about 7 or 8 tornado warnings right now, mainly in this area of the country where we've got this red outlined area. But that's from earlier today. But this area right through here in Illinois, there's several tornado warnings here. There's one here, several tornado warnings back in Missouri tonight. And tornado watches are going to be on the map until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, Central time, midnight to 1. And anywhere, if you live anywhere in that red shaded area tonight, southwest Wisconsin, central eastern Missouri, northeastern Missouri, central Illinois, and really most of the state of Indiana, right in the heart of Indianapolis, where our dear friends the Corvins live. And Mark Rary's up in that area, and several of you that watch the show. You need to be heads up tonight. This is a developing situation. We try to be as cautious as we can, not to scare you, just make you aware. And you know, we're not to make you fear. We just want to make you aware of the weather that is possible. And this afternoon, you know, we said that there was a possibility that we'd have some strong tornadoes, and there's still that possibility. The parameters are still in place tonight in that area of the country that we could be talking at EF2, EF3 tornado. Right now, we've not really had any major reports of any damage. There have been trees down in Champaign, Illinois. There's been over 70 reports of wind damage in the last 6 hours in this area. So I say there's no damage. There's been damage from thunderstorm winds. And as we get into the night, that's going to be the bigger threat. But I just wanted to come on and give an update tonight that the threat still remains. It's very dangerous. And if you live in Indiana, Illinois, and again, this area right through here, we really urge you to make sure that you've got a way of getting warnings. And this threat will go further south, and it will really go northeast tomorrow. This area of the country right through here that got hammered here a few days ago with several tornadoes in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, southwestern New York, and up in that area. You all are going to be under the gun tomorrow. It's going to mainly be a wind threat, but there will be some isolated storms that can produce these tornadoes and so forth. All of this is so weird because this is springtime stuff. Normally we don't get this kind of weather in the summer. We have it once in a blue moon. They had a level 4 out of 5 severe weather alert today for this part of the country. And I'm a weather person. I've been studying the weather since I've been a child. And I'll just show you the convective outlook. They still got it in place tonight for portions of Indiana. That orange area is an enhanced risk. The red area is a moderate risk. You get those maybe 2 times a year, maybe, if if the weather is really bad, if you have a weird year. And this is what's so intriguing about all this, is that it's just not really typical June weather. But the dynamics are in place tonight, like a spring system, that if you're in that area, please be safe and make sure, number one, the sun's going down. It's going to be going down here in an hour. We're getting towards sunset. These storms are going to be just as potent overnight as they've been this afternoon. They will turn more into a wind threat and a hail threat, but damaging thunderstorm winds can topple trees, which can still kill and injure people. So please take these warnings seriously. If you have a warning, your siren goes off, get to a safe place immediately. These storms are moving fast. I was listening to the weather people this afternoon. That's the difference in this outbreak and one that hit this area about a week ago during that 6-day period. Those storms were moving on average 10 to 15 miles an hour, maybe 20 miles an hour. These storms are racing anywhere from 55 to 60 miles an hour to the east. And if you get a warning, you're not going to have any time to get to the shelter. You're going to have to get into the shelter immediately if you have one. But just get to the lower part of your house, in a basement or in the hallway, away from windows, and put something over your head. The other story we're following is down along that Gulf Coast tonight. I had a graphic, and I'm sorry I don't have it downloaded. Let me see if we did it download to my phone this afternoon. Tropical Storm Arthur has come ashore actually in the state of Texas, and I don't have it, but I was going to show you the radar image of this, but it's not so much Arthur himself. He only had winds of about 45 miles an hour, and he's already inland in the southeast Texas coast, but he's about to take a little jaunt to the northeast, go into this area of Louisiana tomorrow and Mississippi. He came in ashore probably around here, and he's basically going to take maybe more of a north-northeast track like that second area there. And let me just refresh this whiteboard, and then we'll do it again. He came in around here. He's probably going to take some sort of a journey this way, but the moisture that he's going to pull in from the Gulf is going to form a frontal boundary. A frontal boundary across central Georgia, central Alabama, and this storm is going to bring a lot of moisture into this region, and what that's going to cause tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, and even into Saturday to a degree, is a massive rainstorm, massive flooding. Sheila Daspit was in the house earlier today in Picayune, near where she lives, down there in Mississippi. They've already had flooding there today, and the threat of flooding, anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain, is possible over the next 48 hours. The threat of tornadoes is there. I'll just show you a couple of maps that will indicate that. We downloaded this. This is the tornado outlook for tonight. This is what you're seeing in the Midwest tonight. Again, that's the general outlook. I wanted to pull this map in here. Just give me 1 second. This is the probabilities of the tornado outlook, and this tells us that there's at least a 5% chance, level 2 out of 6 levels of tornado probability down along the Gulf Coast tonight. So it's going to be a little turbulent around New Orleans, Baton Rouge, southwest Mississippi, just west of Biloxi area. But if you'll look up to the north there, you can see the tornado parameter here is unbelievable right here. You've got 15%, and even when you see these lines like this, and you see the hatch lines like that, a couple of years ago, the Weather Service started going 1, 2, and 3 intensity. We don't see the 3 on here, but we do see the 2. And it's right in there, and that is usually winds anywhere from 140 to 170 miles an hour. So there is a possibility still that right in this area tonight that you can have a very, very strong tornado develop or two. Again, not to scare you, just to prepare you. I like that, I heard a weatherman say one time, just to let you know that this possibility does exist tonight, and it will exist all the way into the wee hours of the morning. These storms are going to be nocturnal here in a few hours, and that's going to make them even more dangerous. You won't see them coming. You'll have to basically listen to warnings and so forth. I do want to show you this for tomorrow, because this is concerning along the Gulf Coast. It's not to say there's going to be a tornado outbreak. It's not. Even today, there were 2 warnings near my beautiful wife down in southeast Alabama. It just popped up. Isolated storm developed and didn't come close, but they were in the same county. The county we live in down there is big. And they went north of her, and there was one just west of her. And these storms are going to have that tendency to do that tomorrow. They're going to be quick spin-ups. And if you live in this area of the country, it won't be just the flood threat tomorrow, but there's going to be a slight tornado threat. And it doesn't mean there's going to be an outbreak. It just means that the possibility does exist that some of these storms will be rotating because of the spin in the atmosphere. So just give you a heads up for that. Also, if you take a look up to the north, our friends up in the northeast, this is up there with some of our dear friends up in the Northeast. You've got a small tornado threat tomorrow as well. So if you live in Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire, this area here in the green shaded area, there's going to be some pretty potent storms coming through tomorrow afternoon. And with the dynamics of the wind energy aloft, you could possibly have a spin up there as well. So it's going to be a volatile couple of days here, but the main threat down along the Gulf Coast is going to be weather as far as related to flooding and so forth. And so please be safe out there. Now, we got our Bible study coming up here in about 45 minutes, so I want you to stick around for that. That'll be over on our Faith Network. But we promised you we'd come back on and give you an update. I wanted to wait to see where we were at with all this going on. I will say this. Let me see if it'll let me do it. It will. These are the storm reports this afternoon, and I'll pull this map in. If it'll let me do it, let me get that off of the way, and you can see this. There's been 2 tornado reports confirmed. We've had 156 reports of hail, wind, and that's a pretty robust afternoon for June, honestly. And you can see the dots there. It was more, and then there's been wind damage even in the Panhandle today. Again, actually, that was yesterday. Let me come here to the day. This is today's. I'm sorry. 67 reports today. 1 tornado today. 55 wind reports, 11 hail reports. That's probably going to increase in that little blue dot down there in Alabama. Was very concerned about that one. That one produced a tornado warning. It was radar indicated, but there was a report of a tree or two down in that part of the country, and Hopper Stage Field, and it was the Dale County 911. But listen, be safe out here tonight, and if you live in this Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, this watch will probably be extended into Ohio later tonight, overnight. This threat's going to go into the wee hours of the morning. Be safe out there. Like I told my afternoon crowd, humor me. Keep up with the weather. We're not saying it's going to be catastrophic. I think they were just being a little bit cautious today to let people know the dynamics were in place in the atmosphere, that you could have some strong tornadoes. And I've watched some of these on radar. They've been pretty impressive storms. But as of now, just one confirmed tornado. That was in southwest Wisconsin just about an hour ago. And we have about 7 or 8 tornado warnings right now. Nothing to sneeze at, but certainly not, I don't think, as major as an outbreak as they predicted. But it is always better to prepare the public for the worst, pray for the best. That's what we've done this afternoon. So maybe the worst of it will be spared, but there will be some threat for wind and hail tonight, and the possibility of tornadoes in the Midwest and down south along the Gulf Coast today and tomorrow, all day tomorrow. Be safe. Godspeed. Listen, join us in about an hour, roughly, maybe less than that, about 45 minutes. We'll be on our Spirit and Word Fire Network. We got a great Bible study coming up tonight for Wednesday night. Come have church with us if you're just a news listener, and we look forward to seeing you here back in just a second. Thank you all for being with me today, and we will let you go now, and be blessed out there wherever you're at in this country. And I'll see you back here in about 45 minutes to have a good church service with you. But this is our MacFall special weather update on a Wednesday night, the 17th day of June, 2026. See you later.